This is a great question by possibly a believer. I'm not exactly sure, but he says that if God was true, why do you believe you would know, or are you in the we can't know camp? I am not in the we can't know camp. I am in the if God was real, we would definitely know camp. Based on the description of this God, first let's just look at the description of this God. The description of this God is a loving God who is always involved in a overt way with his children. When they were in the garden, he was walking among them. When Cain was dealing with the sin, he appeared to him. When Cain killed Abel, he appeared to him. When Noah was needed to go on the ark, he appeared to Noah. When he got off the ark, he appeared to Noah. He brought Enoch up into the skies, according to this story, as well as Elijah. He rained down fire for Elijah when he was battling against the other priests. He showed up to Moses. Burning bush came down and was about to kill Moses, but then his wife cut the foreskin off her son's penis and put some blood on him. He showed up. He showed up with a magic stick, and they turned sticks into snakes and rivers and waters into blood and split oceans and seas, split the sea, and called the frogs and the flies and the boils, and showed up and killed the firstborn of all the children of Egypt and killed all the animals a second time somehow. He showed up. When it was going around, he stopped Balaam, sent the angel down. The angel stopped Balaam and told him, hey, don't curse Israel, bless Israel. He showed up to Abraham and had meals with him with two other angels, and then sent the two angels into Sodom and Gomorrah. Showed up to Lot. Brimstone and hail came down and destroyed two cities, and the evil wind destroyed seven more cities. Turned Lot's wife into a pillar of salt, according to the story. He showed up. Everywhere that you read this Bible, this God seems to show up to prove to the people, and not show up in things that can be arbitrary, but legitimately show up. Jesus walked on water, fed 5,000 people with two pieces of fish and a piece of bread and a biscuit. Fed 5,000 people, healed people, ran demons out. Demons get into the pigs. Pigs ran off cliffs. He showed up, healed people immediately. Man lowered down, healed the man. Resurrected, earthquakes, 500 dead people walking around. Showed up, clear, visible signs, according to the story. So if your God existed based on his previous personality that is demonstrated within the Bible, he shows up. Now, granted, each story is written hundreds and thousands of years after the events, and in some cases, a few decades, but almost all the time, hundreds of years after the event. So we cannot verify any of these things actually happening, and there's literally zero proof of any of these supernatural things actually happening. But according to the narrative, if I'm supposed to believe in the personality that this God has demonstrated, he has shown up. Hit your stick against some rocks and water comes out in the desert. But yet, it's been 2,000 years, and your God hasn't shown up in such a way that is undeniable. Came down as a pillar on top of a mountain, burning the top of the mountain with a big flame tower coming down. He doesn't show up. He went out to get a pack of cigarettes. He ain't been back since then. So your God, his past behavior shows that he would show up if he actually existed. Now, the other part is that your God is supposed to be a loving God. That's what you got saying. A loving, fair, just God. Why would a loving, fair, just God allow for the overwhelming majority of the world to believe in other religions because he never showed up? We are right now the infants that were born and the father went to get a pack of cigarettes when we were still infants. We've never seen this father. We've heard of his love, but a stepfather has come in and he's raising a couple of the kids that's in the house. And another stepfather came in, he's raising a couple other kids in the house. And another stepfather, he's raising a couple more kids. And this woman has 4,200 kids, and each one of them have a different daddy that's coming to the house. This is some serious polygamy. That this woman has 42 husbands, 4,200 husbands that's coming to the house and they're only raising their own kids when the actual true father went out to go get a pack of cigarettes and he's never returned. But some of the kids are sitting there looking fatherless because their father is not there. They believe in the one that's went to go get the pack of cigarettes. So yes, if your God existed based on the characteristics that is talked about concerning this God, I would expect him to be present. Present. He's been present in everybody else's time frame, but he's not present, hasn't been present in any of ours. And he has allowed for objective thought to determine who he is and what is his examples of his presence. A check comes in the mail. Oh, it must be God. A new toy shows up at the front door. Oh, it must be God. My sore healed. It must be God. No, your God does not present himself in the same way that he has always presented himself. And now just expects you to just believe in it. Because what we do know is that in every format that the people of ancient times have said that their God exists, it has been based on the lack of scientific knowledge. They said their God existed as a storm deity. Yahweh is an ancient Canaanite storm deity. So when the storms came, they believed that that was their God. They didn't understand how weather patterns work. When an earthquake happened, they believed that it was their God doing it. When a volcano erupted, they believed it was their God doing it. When there was a drought, they believed that their God was doing it. They lacked the scientific knowledge to be able to determine how and why these natural events are happening. And so they gave it to the supernatural. And this is why your God hasn't shown up. Because instead of the supernatural, the God of the gaps, we know why the majority of things that happen on this earth happens. And for the few things that we don't, that's where people give it back to their God again. So no, if your God existed, we would know. But since we don't know, your God doesn't exist. But have a great day. If that's your God, I'm not sure. But I hope that answers your question. Y'all have a great day. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.